Hello traders, I'm Ignat Barsenko and this is WaveTrading, so I'm going to share with you my Elliott wave charts and plans for the next week. And let's start with dollar index, where I've got this bullish impulse, this one, which could be wave 5. Also, as you can see on the 4 hours chart, there's a zigzag which could be wave 4 with a diagonal triangle in wave C, and there's an opportunity to have an extension in the third wave here. So I've got here 3 long trades and I'm going to buy more next week if we see here plain and clear bullish impulse in this wave 3. And there's just a breathtaking bullish trend on dollar index, cause it seems like we're going to have just another bullish impulse, which could be this small wave 5. So some of my long trades were closed here by stop losses, but I've got 3 trades so far and I'm going to buy more on Monday on a coming correction somewhere in here. And let's have a look at the daily chart of Dow, where we could have this amazing bullish extension in the third wave, which means the market is likely going to even higher in the coming weeks. The main wave count on euro dollar is still bearish, which means we could have an extension in the third wave here. So I've got 2 short trades, and the reason I've opened them is this pullback from this moving average line. So if the price goes lower next week, I'm going to sell even more during this possible third wave. British pound has a very difficult wave count, because it seems like we're going to have here wave 4, but it's still unclear which way this correction is going to be formed. And as you can see on a 1 hour chart, we've got here a zigzag which could be wave A or W, and also there's wave B or X in progress. And we've got here a very complex wave X, which is likely a double zigzag with a small triangle here, like ABC, triangle and another ABC. Therefore, it means we could have here another bearish zigzag here in wave Y. So as you can see, it's a very difficult market and I don't have any trades here. And I'm still keeping my long trade on Japanese yen, cause there's a bullish impulse which could be wave 1, and it seems like this zigzag in wave 2 is about to end. Also, we've got this bullish impulse on the daily chart, which could be wave 1 or A. However, I'm going to trade here only common bullish impulse, which could be wave 3 or C. This price movement could be also like A, B and C, which means this wave 2 or B could be continued, for example like here. It could be small wave C and then just another part of this correction. So I'm going to trade this possible bullish impulse very carefully. And another interesting market is euro pound, cause we've got pullbacks from this moving average line and it seems like this wave 5 is likely going to be continued. So I've got here just one on trade, but if the market goes higher next week, I'm going to buy even more. And we've got a bullish impulse on Australian dollar versus New Zealand dollar, which could be this wave 1 inside bigger wave 3. So it means you could have here a correction this wave 2, maybe in a form of a zigzag. But we don't know how deep this correction is going to be. If we do like that, we don't know. 50, 60, 70 or even more. So I'm out of the market until we've got plain and clear correction structure and then a small bullish impulse, maybe something we've got here or even here. But for now I'm out of the market. And there's a very delicious moment on Australian dollar versus Canadian dollar, cause we've got a zigzag here which could be wave 2 or B, and also there's a bearish impulse which could be wave 1, and there's a zigzag which could be wave 2. So it means bears are likely going to deliver just another impulse which could be wave 3. So I've got here 3 short trades and I'm going to sell even more if this possible waves continues. And just have a look at this pullback from this moving average line on Mexican dollar, which means we could have here just another bullish wave. Here, all these pullbacks leads to just another high. So if there'll be no surprises on Monday, I'm going to buy this pair. And it's very likely that this triangle in wave 4 on Australian dollar has been finally formed. And also the market is trying to form another pullback from this moving average line. So I've got here 2 short trades and I'm going to sell even more after this impulse, which could be wave 1, and this correction, which could be wave 2. I mean, I'm going to sell more after this correction. And pound versus franc is still bearish, and there's an opportunity to have an impulse in wave 5. Also, on a 4 hours chart, we've got a possible double zigzag in wave 2, and previously a wedge in wave 1 has been formed here. In this case, we're likely going to have another bearish impulse, and I'm going to sell more next week. And I've got a stop loss on pound versus yen, cause this price movement turned out to be a smaller triangle in a possible wave X, so wave B is likely going to form a double zigzag like WXY. So again, I'm out of the market here for maybe a couple of weeks. And finally, I've got this impulse on gold, which could be wave 5 inside this impulse. I mean like 1, 2, 3, 4, like a triangle, and 5. Also, this impulse could be wave 1 or wave A, we just don't know. So there's time for a correction. But to be honest, we don't know. Is it wave 5 or just wave 1 inside wave 5. So I'm going to look at gold very carefully next week, because if we see here a small correction, for example, maybe like here, and then if a small bullish impulse arrives, then I'm going to buy, cause there'll be a very delicious moment to have just bigger impulse in this wave 5. And there's a possible diagonal triangle on oil in this wave C, I mean here, and as you can see on a 1 hour chart, we've got here a possible triangle in wave B, which means we could have a bullish impulse here in wave C. So I've got one long trade, and if we see this impulse next week, I'm going to buy even more. And there's a very interesting moment on Nasdaq, cause yesterday I've got my stop losses here, but just today I saw this, I mean like ABC, which could be just a zigzag, and then a bullish impulse, which pointed that we could have here at least a zigzag like ABC or even an impulse wave. So I've opened my long trade here. And for now, we just don't know. Is it finished zigzag, or we could have here, for example, the first wave inside bigger wave 5. So I am keeping my long trade, cause we've got here a strong bullish trend, and this wave 4 could be even smaller, for example like this. But if this wave continues, I'm just going to have my break-even stop loss, and then if a pullback from the lower side of this channel happens, I'm going to buy again. I'm still keeping my long trades on McDonald's, cause this wave 3 is likely going to be continued, so maybe I'm going to open another trade somewhere in here next week. And I'm still out of the market on Goldman, cause yesterday I've got my stop losses here. I mean, I usually go out from the market by stop losses, just moving them in the direction of the current impulse. So this wave 2 could be continued, so I don't have any trades here. But if we see here on Monday, for example, a small bullish wave here, I mean small bullish impulse, and if here we could count a correction of any kind, then I'm going to buy. And I'm just keeping my long trades on Facebook, cause this wave 3 is likely going to be continued next week. But I'm out of the market on Apple shares, cause I've got here my profitable stop loss, and I'm just waiting, cause there's an opportunity to have a correction which could be wave 4, I mean like 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. But if I have here a new high, then I'm going to buy, cause in this case wave 3 could be much bigger. So that's all for today's video. Have a good weekend and profitable trades next week. See you on Monday. Take care. Bye bye.